Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name's Matt, and today we're going to review Evil Ernie #1. And before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into this. All right, we see the cover here, a great Brett Booth cover of Evil Ernie. Now, if you don't know, Evil Ernie is a old school kind of 90s Brian Pulido creation from Chaos Comics. So Dynamite, I guess, owns the license to this now. And this is kind of a reboot of the character. It's written by Scott Lobdell and art by Ariel Nadell. So we start off in Potsdam, New York, where this guy's freaking out. Cops are thinking he's drunk, and they pulled him over because he stopped in the middle of the road. When they look ahead at what he's looking at, they see all these bikers are dead, and they've been killed in very, very horrible ways. Then we cut to this kid who's on the ground in the middle of the woods. Looks like he's been through a lot of stuff as well. He's covered in blood, as well as bullet holes everywhere and torn clothes. So something weird about this is not only is he talking to himself, but he's also hearing someone else talking to him, and it looks like it's this button on his shirt. So he's freaked out by that, and that there's so many dead people and everything going on. So he's like, I got to get out of here. There's too much heat. So he runs away. And then we cut to 8 hours earlier. We see this is that same kid, but instead of being in the, I guess what you would call the rock and roll gear of jeans and a leather jacket and a Megadeth shirt, he looks like a college preppy kid. Basically, he introduces himself as Ernest Gleckman. He's 18 years old. He is a sophomore at Potsdam University, and basically he's running for class president. And it seems like everybody likes him. He's got a hot girlfriend. Everybody says they're going to vote for him as he's walking down the halls. Then we find out there's something he thinks could potentially lose him his race to the class president, which is that he likes rock music and that he likes to potentially sing rock music, I guess. Like on the weekends, he will get dressed up and go to bars and listen to bands. And he's worried that will get out because, I don't know, he still thinks about the Satanic Panic era. But basically, he gets all his clothes from his roommate, who's taking up the room at the moment, and he heads to a bar. And he doesn't blend in at all in this bar, which is funny. He looks just like the same thing, except he's got a leather jacket and a Megadeth t-shirt on. So not the most rock and roll or metal thing you could wear. So he's at the bar, and he just happens to be talking to this bartender who's attractive. And she kind of hits on him and says, like, I'll buy you a drink. And he says, no, thanks. But she ends up kissing him and also putting this pin on him, which I guess is her selecting him for some reason. We don't know why she selects him, but she puts that pin on him. And then we see it's already talking. It already has a mind of its own. And as he leaves the bar, we see this evil specter of Ernie behind him. And even there's a really cool shot of him in the moon as well, which is fun. So yeah, one more really funny shot in this comic that I thought was hilarious. So right after he leaves, we didn't see what he came in on, but apparently he rode a little scooter to this bar. This made me laugh out loud. It was pretty funny. Basically, he's just talking about, like, what a rush. That was great. And now I want to text Candace, my girlfriend. I'm the most blessed guy in the world. And then I'm going to stop it there as he turns around and he hears a noise and says, what? I don't want to spoil the rest of the comic. But yeah, I thought this one was fun. It was funny in multiple parts where it made me laugh out loud. I haven't read the old Evil Ernie comics. I imagine they're a little bit more metal or hardcore than this. And you might not like it if you're like really into that metal scene, maybe. This is kind of tongue-in-cheek with that, especially with this guy being Evil Ernie. I'm assuming maybe when he actually turns into Evil Ernie, he will be potentially more sinister. As of right now, he has not fully transformed or anything. He's just kind of being haunted by the specter of Ernie. But yeah, this one's just kind of like a fun comic that I had a good time reading. I would pick this up because it was just fun. It definitely is in that Dynamite house style of art. So if you like that style, then you don't have any problems. But if you don't, you definitely will notice it. I don't hate it, but I definitely noticed this looks exactly like the Evil Dead comics or those kinds of things, the Ash comics. Like I said, the writing seemed to be fun and just kind of like, we're introducing a new audience to this. Let's have a little tongue-in-cheek in it until maybe in the next issue we'll see Evil Ernie, kicking some ass and being all metal and everything. But for this first introduction of the main guy, They did a good job of just making him kind of goofy and ridiculous. But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. It was just like a fun comic that I would pick up on a Wednesday, just off the shelf if I saw it. So if that seemed interesting to you guys, be sure to check it out, and we'll see you guys on the next one.